Now, a cyclist observes that when her velocity is ui, the wind appears to come from a direction 3i plus 2j. When her velocity is uj, the wind appears to come from a direction minus 3j plus 2i. Okay, happy days. We all agreed the last day that it's the velocity of the wind relative to the cyclist, not the cyclist relative to the wind. So the velocity of the wind according to the cyclist's opinion, which is Vw minus Vc. Now, we also said that it comes from the direction 3 plus 2j. So 3 plus 2j is 3 across 2 up. 3i plus 2j. Happy days. What direction is it actually going? Yep. So it's actually going in this direction here, which is minus 3i plus 2j. Okay. Now, our common method for this is we usually say xi plus.
Would it not be minus 2j?
Yes, it is, Mick. Thank you, Neil. Perfect. Alright, xi plus yj. Is that okay with you guys? Next thing we're going to do is, and the velocity of the cyclist, guys, in the first scenario. uj, yeah? Okay. I did say one thing about the question. What was it? It should say in terms of view. Okay. Yeah, it was a. If I was reading that the same, I'd be like, do I have to get rid of view or not? The solutions have it in terms of view, so they should have cleaned that up a little bit. Okay. Now, let's do this. It's xi plus yj minus uj, and then that's xi and y minus uj. Alright, now what's the deal with this function as a whole? Is it in a problem quadrant or is it in just a nice regular quadrant?
Normal.
Which ones are the two problem quadrants?
Second and fourth.
You have to multiply by minus 1, because does everybody understand why, or do you want me to show you why one more time?
Could you just show why again?
Show us why one more time, no bother, right? So I'm just going to make up random numbers that belong in each quadrant and show you what happens, alright? So example is 2 plus 3i. Actually no, the best one's 3 plus 4i. So 3i plus 4j. Simply 3 across 4 up. You tan inverse that, you get 53.13. Happy days, alright? You go to the other quadrant. So I swing this around, and what happens next is I go to, so one sec, I swing this around, and this time I go for minus 3i plus 4j, okay? And if I tan inverse, it's still 53.13, but if I tan inverse 4 over minus 3, I won't get 53.13. I'll get the obtuse angle, which is what's it, 126.87. So therefore, by adjusting the negative fraction into a positive fraction, and just doing tan inverse 4 over 3, I'm referring specifically to the acute angle. Okay? Now, and then that you have to multiply by minus 1 in 2 quadrants, alright? Now this bottom one doesn't matter because the two minuses cancel each other out. And you'll also remember ASTC, this is the quadrant where tan is positive. So it's completely unaffected down here. Okay? So it's, for argument's sake, minus 3i minus 4j. You're tan inversing, you'd be technically tan inversing minus 4 over minus 3. But because they're both negative, it's the same as inverse and tan inverse 4 over 3. So that doesn't matter. So then when you get to the final quadrant, which is this one here, it's basically it's 3i minus 4j, and once again you'd be tan inversing. If you want the acute angle of x, you'd be tan inversing minus 4 over 3, which will once again give you the obtuse angle, not the acute angle, so you need to multiply by minus 1. It doesn't matter if real numbers or letters are involved, this concept is the same. Gotta multiply that by minus 1 to make it work. The two problem quadrants are here and here, as Killian said. Okay? And that's the reason why. Now, we go all the way back to where I was a few minutes ago. But it's great that you've got that revised one more time. It's not my first time telling you that about the two problem quadrants. Alright, so we're back here, aren't we? Now,
Yeah.
yes.
Is it first one on UI?
Oh, UI. Yes, it is. Alright, so lads, I got UI and UJ mixed up there, so I'm just going to change that to UI. Thanks very much. That's UI. So that's UI. You're the only one to spot that. That's mad. Nick's having a nap, lads. It's like that meme for doing a push-up every single time Mick corrects Kenny. Is that alright? So it's actually UI, not UJ. I read the second one by mistake. So another bit of exam thing is double check before you move on. Okay, don't go down the wrong route. The amount of us that make the mistake in the first 20 seconds is unreal, alright? So please double check. Okay? Now, what does this mean? X minus u for this one here, y for this one. And what did we say earlier about the angle? I would say that, sorry, I won't use x because it's already in use. Tan m. So tan m is, what is it? We knew it was 2 over 3 from earlier, didn't we? Or minus 2 over minus 3, which is 2 over 3. And what can we say that's equal to? X minus u. Oh, sorry, not x. No. It's y over x minus u. Cross multiply. 2x minus 2u equals 3y. 2x minus 3y equals 2u. Happy enough with that? Now, next one. The situation changes. We get rid of this. And what it says next is the wind appears to come from a direction. Anybody? Minus 3i plus 2j. So what's minus 3i plus 2j? Comes from their direction. So it comes from the northwest direction. Is that right? That's minus 3 plus 2j. 3i plus 2j. So where is it actually going? Southeast. Okay, and it's going southeast. Just reverse it around. It'll be 3i minus 2j. So what's that? 3 across and minus 2 down, yeah? Okay. Now, we're talking about the acute angle M. Okay? And once again, I'll fix this up. It's not UI this time. What is it this time? This time it's UJ. And it's xi plus y is UJ. Okay? Now, this is a problem quadrant. Okay? So what's the tan this time? Anybody? You don't want minus 2 over 3, do you? You just want 2 over 3. Alright? But Because you multiplied the j component by minus, what do you have to do to the j component here?
Minus as well.
Yeah, why is that? Why does it have to be a minus as well then? Because it's, sorry guys, do you know why we're so used to doing it with angles? Do you know why we always do it with angles and we've never ever done a question like this with vectors before? There's two ways to think of it, alright? If I wanted to find this angle out here, how would I find that angle? I'd have to tan inverse 2 over 3, wouldn't I? So I'd have to tan inverse 2 over 3. I'd find the angle and then I'd say this is a problem quadrant, I have to multiply that by minus 1 as well. But because because we're not in that situation, it's actually delivered to you in vector form. What I actually believe you could do instead, I'll show you both methods. You could just say minus 2 over 3 equals, what's it? That's where that position is, and that one be x. So it's still just, it's the same ratio. Like this, y minus u over, what's it? X, alright? Now, if I was to do it the way we have historically done it, okay? Will somebody tan inverse 2 over 3 for me? Give it to me in degrees.
33.69.
Perfect, alright? And what I'd say is tan 33.69, which is clearly a positive number, yeah? Will be equal to the reverse of that, which is u minus y over x. Okay? What is tan 33.69 anyway, Connor?
Sorry?
What is tan? Is it just minus? What is tan 33.69? It's just 2 over 3, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and or 0.66,
Yeah.
and you find that both of them give you the same answer, don't they? This one is the minus 1 version of this one. Imagine you multiply both sides of the equation by minus 1. That's what's going on here. Because I multiplied the j value by minus, if we're using the angle method. This is a different question because they gave us vectors instead of angles. So in that case, I didn't even need to change anything to make it work. What I'm saying is, if you're more comfortable doing angles, you could have reset that as an angle, multiplied the problem quadrant by minus 1 like you always do, and it's exactly the same equation. That is exactly the same as that. Okay, they're exactly the same. Okay, happy days. Now multiply it up and we get minus 2x equals 3y minus 3u, minus 2x, 2x minus 3y equals minus 3u. And what do we get then? 2x plus 3y equals 3u. Happy days. Alright, lads, what was the other equation I had down earlier? Remember I did it earlier, I think I rubbed it out. Anybody remember? Will I just go all the way back and see what it was?
Yeah, x minus 3y 2.
So what'd you say? 2x?
X minus 3y equals 2.
Thank you. That's the one we had earlier. And lucky for us, what they're going to add together, aren't they? 3u.
Yeah.
And you get 4x equals 5u. And x equals,
Sorry, it's 2u.
which one's 2u?
They're both 2. But
Oh, they're both 2u.
yeah.
Oh, grand. So 4u. And then x equals u, yeah? Now what's, is that what you got, was it?
I was just spectating.
Now, what's the y value then? Well, 2u plus 3y equals 3u, and then 3y equals u, and y equals u over 3. Seems to be disagreeing with the solutions though. Alright lads, sorry, I believe the second one was 3u, was it?
Yes.
Alright, happy days. And the letters always have to be in that pattern, 2x. And so 4x equals 5u.
Yeah.
and then x equals 5 over 4u. Now you see that I'm probably still disagreeing with this.
No, you're.
Oh, I haven't. Happy days. All is right in the world. Alright, grand. I didn't do anything wrong. Thought I was having another mare. Right. Which is entirely expected. Now, alright. Multiply this by 2, and what do we get? 10 over 4u plus 3y equals 3u. 3y. Now, what's that's 3u take away 10 over 4u, which is a half. Or just 2u over 4 divided by the 3, and you get u over 6 for y. So that's 5 over 4u plus I plus u over 6j. Right. Now, we're saying most of you got really confused in that part. What's the second part of the equation, wasn't it, when we start playing around with the whether to use vector notation or angle notation? Just let me hit back on that slightly, alright, and just show you what I'm talking about. Alright. If I have a vector, any two numbers I can think of, for argument's sake, 4i plus 4i minus 3j. Is that okay with you guys? Alright. And if you tan inverse 3 over 4, you get 36.87. Is that okay? Now I'm going to make up two letters that are exactly the same as this. Alright? Same system. If I say, oh, that's x minus u. Oh, sorry, x minus, I need a different letter. Alright, for argument's sake, x minus 5i. Alright? And then I say that's plus yj. Is that alright with you guys? We good so far? Alright. Now, what you would say here is that x minus 5 is this part here, and y is this part here. Now, because of the quadrant it's moving in, see the way it's moving in downwards in the third quadrant? You know that more than likely that y value is negative, don't you? Alright? So what we normally do is we normally say, no bother, tan 36.87, it's equal to minus y over x minus 5. And what is tan 36.87? I think we had earlier, I think it was 3/4, isn't it? Right? And we say 3/4 equals minus y, x minus 5, and then you just bring it up and you get this equation here. And then bring it across, you get 3x plus 4y equals 15, alright? Now, the reason why we didn't have to do that this time is we were given it in vector notation, not angle notation, okay? So in a case like this, what you can just say is x value equals x value, y value equals y value. So you can just say x minus 5, oh sorry, it's usually the other way around. So y equals minus 3. The x values are the same, so x minus 5 equals, 4. And then once again, cross multiply it, and you get 4y equals minus 3x plus 15. And you see that both equations are actually end up exactly there. Exactly the same. But when I used the vector notation, I didn't have to multiply by minus 1. I only had to multiply by minus 1 when it was the angle notation. Is that fully understood now? Oh. Oh, jeez. Now, is there a part 2 to this question? Yeah. Alright. Happy days. Now, find the speed and direction of the motorcyclist when the wind appears to be UI. So, the wind appears to be UI. Alright. So, let's go right back to the start here. So, the velocity of the wind according to the cyclist is what? Anybody? UI plus 0j. we know the velocity of the wind, that's locked down, isn't it? There it is there, that's the velocity of the wind. Okay, drag it up, happy days. So that's my velocity of my wind. Alright, and all you have to do is find the velocity of the cyclist. Well, these are the easiest couple of marks you're going to get. Bring VC to the left, bring UI to the right. What's 5/4 take away UI? Anybody? 1/4 U in the I direction, and just plus U/6J. And that's your lot, is it? Okay.